best of the best in the world here with us today, John. We're going to find out exactly who can take the first chicken dinner, make it happen, and it's Sandhawk. It's a super aggressive map. It's super chaotic. We'll see how these teams can work under the pressure that it will push down on them.
Seeing a little bit of a southerly plane go on through to start us off. Sandhawk, obviously, quite a small map, so it should be easily accessible to everybody who wants to go anywhere that they so choose.
And we had an interesting start in prelims as well, because a lot of the regions that we've covered, John, ourselves, we've got a lot of teams staying on the southern side of the map and then moving up through the funnel between boot camp and quarry and heading over to the north side. So I'm interested to see what we see here today, because it seems like we have a lot of the SEA teams here with us in the global championships. They are really repping it hard for their region, which is good. But they do play very much towards the north. Paradise Resort already looks like a massive hot drop, and BTR, they have all of boot camp to themselves.
Might be going a little bit north, actually, for the hot drop towards Tap Mark, maybe even Cow. Quite a lot of zone, but yeah, as you say, boot camp clearly owned by Biggitron right now. Nowhere else really too much bother, but over in Hartin, you've got quite a few teams going on. At the moment, you do, though. The Malaysian representatives,
as you can hear,
coming through and jumping off a cliff, it seems. They don't want to take the fight.
Drex is gone. They're going up against the Kurt squad here, who are just along the way. Kraken just checking things out, making sure these surroundings are clear before they start to move up. But right now, they're in a 2-2 split. Two boys down here, Drax and Geek, are a bit worried about what will actually come out of the bushes, out of the compound there. So they're gonna dip. That's fine. You want to play a little bit safe here in the beginning of the finals itself.
Yeah.
Like Seven was saying on the desk over there, day one, it's very, very much you're trying to figure out what everyone's doing. You come into day two, you've got a bit of a better idea, and then you can really solidify those actions in day three. Very much was the way it happened for prelims, where so many teams were playing edge. Second day was a massive grab for that center.
Kampong, the drop site for Seoul. A massive, massive fan base over back in India and the South Asian region as well. And they are here to represent.
Looks like we're just getting an overview of a lot of the teams right now. We've got ARG down here from Japan. We've also got Top Esports, the previous global final winners from that spring split all time ago, but they have had 3 roster changes.
Yudu looks like they want to take on the Kurd squad. Kurd squad were one of the teams that said they wanted to go a little bit more aggressive. They wanted those kills, and they're out for hunt.
Yeah, they have confidence, that's for sure. Talking with the boys themselves, they're very much like, we're doing well against these teams. So I'm excited to see what they can pull out here. Obviously, a lot of teams will be trying to cover up a lot of their strats, maybe not playing as seriously, just trying to get a feel for people in those practice scrims. And from what we saw, there were some teams definitely like that, playing how BTR did the last day of the prelims, which is just basically wandering around, knowing they've got about 60 to 80 points ahead of anyone else. They don't really have to do much else again.
Kurd squad mount up, they're going to ride away from the fight with Yudu. They don't want to take that one. The circle being quite northeasterly means that we could potentially see the Quarry Bootcamp funnel that we talk about quite a lot when we look at Sandhawk. Check this guy out, by the way, Luxy. One of the guys who absolutely is devastating with those snipers, with those DMRs for Biggitron. We saw that in the prelims. Probably going to see it again here.
Yeah, this guy can definitely whip around a DMR and just take your head clean off if you are not careful. That's what makes him so strong. He's super duper clutch, especially in those mid to long range fights. Now, we were talking with Entity Gaming, who is the other representative for the South Asia region, actually coming first in their South Asia regional finals. And they were describing the SEA teams as being really good mid to long range fighters. And we definitely have seen that in those prelims. And we'll talk about Mega Esports in a little bit, because they're definitely an interesting team. But Kurd squad right now, they're just sailing on past Illuminate the Murder. And no one really trying to challenge out this team who has really, really dominated so far, especially in those scrims, which we know don't mean too much, but a lot of teams are scared of these guys.
Yeah, there's a lot of fear in place around Illuminate the Murder. We'll see if it is going to be the clown under the bed, or is it going to be just a little bit more Monsters Inc. coming in?
Yeah, bashing down the door, and it's just big cuddly guy. I'm like, oh, that's fair enough. Probably would still scare me, because it's like, what are you doing here?
What if it's Mike Wazowski?
If it's
comes out, does his comedy routine,
I'd be like, wow, that is one weird green ball. Get that out of here.
Get that out of my room. And well, Cloud9 have got out of Hartin too. They've crossed over, went for a little bit of a dip, and took the swimming route to cross that instead of going over the bridge, where they could have actually been challenged towards the south by Orange and potentially even edge-guarded by Udu if they'd have moved into that sort of direction.
Yeah, no, this is a very interesting team, especially from speaking with them up front. That's enormous. That's going to take some heavy hits to a couple of players.
That's
someone
right
can get
next
their hands
to Top
on it.
Esports.
Yeah, they're going to get their hands on it. Nice little bit of home ground advantage, you could call it, I guess. We're going back to Cloud9. They're an interesting lot because you have Percocet and Pyra, who are a little bit more quiet than the other two guys. You've got Uneven, who it's kind of easy to be quiet around Uneven. The guy is quite raucous, but he's a really good guy.
Yeah.
But he's definitely this aggressive player in C9. He can frag out in a big way, and you've got Bayo, who's the IGL, and he's making some really smart calls a lot of the time. So I am curious to see what C9 can do. NA's last hope. We'll see if they can make it through all the way to day 3 with a good standing and potentially even go for that global final championship itself.
Well, there's a little bit of a fight breaking out. Code Squad, I think, are still engaged on it. No, it's Illuminate the Murder. They spotted a long-range fight just from the hills atop Paradise Resort. But I think that ARG might just know what's up about that.
Yeah, the difficulty here, though, is for ARG, it's very, very hard for them to now take a fight with Illuminate the Murder. Illuminate the Murder, they've got the whole compound of Paradise Resort, which is nice and covered by the rocks around the side. It's hard to aggress onto this team. Whereas ARG start taking shots back, there are a load of teams clumped up around them who will be happy to take the third party, which is such a massive staple of Sanhok itself as a map. They have to be worried about this. Right now, this is very much a scouting position for them just outside of boot camp, off to the eastern side of the map.
Teams moving a little bit further easterly. You can see teams crossing the river. That's Orange currently on the screen. C9 making that move ahead of them. Udu, again, further a little bit up north, all moving east and headed up by the moment by Unique. The European representatives coming on through. They have a unique style.
Yes. I would say they definitely have a unique style, John, and most of that style is down to old boy himself. For the rest of the team, they could be wearing plain clothes.